Let me say this from the start. Winning is not reserved for a select few. It's not this exclusive club where only the smartest, the luckiest, or the most connected get in. That's a lie, and it's a lie too many people believe. What winning truly is, it's a mindset. It's a way of thinking, a way of living, a set of choices you make every single day. You don't stumble into success. You don't fall into greatness. You build it brick by brick, failure by failure, lesson by lesson. A lot of people want to win, but they don't want to change. They want the results, but they're married to the routine that's keeping them broke, bitter, lazy, or lost. You can't win if you're not willing to move. You can't win staying the same. You've got to evolve. You've got to stretch. You've got to do things you've never done to get places you've never been, and the road isn't going to be smooth. That's what people don't understand. The road to success is bumpy, it's lonely, it's uncomfortable, but that's the cost. That's the price tag on greatness. And you've got to be willing to pay it in full. See, the problem with most folks is they want microwave success in a crockpot world. They want to wake up, do a little something, and expect a miracle. That's not how it works. Winning takes consistency. You've got to show up day after day, when it's hard, when you're tired, when you feel overlooked, when you've been told no 500 times. Winners don't stop when it gets hard. They adjust, they refocus, they keep showing up. That's the difference. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have work ethic, if you don't have discipline, if you don't have heart, talent won't save you. The real winners, they outwork everybody. They show up early, stay late, and grind in silence. They do it when no one's watching. They do it without applause, because they understand that the reward isn't just the trophy, the money. The success, it's who you become in the process. That's what real winning is, becoming someone who refuses to quit. Every person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, every great name you know, they all had to fight through fear, failure, and frustration. They had to step into the unknown with shaky hands and trembling knees. They had to keep walking even when they couldn't see the way. And if they can do it, so can you. You're not excluded from greatness. The only thing standing between you and your win is the decision to stop sitting on your potential. Let me make it real for you. There are people way less talented than you, way less intelligent than you, living the life you dream of. Not because they're better, but because they had the audacity to believe. They stepped out in faith. They kept swinging when the world told them to quit. And that's the difference. They believed in their vision even when nobody clapped. They trusted the process even when it didn't make sense. They pushed through the pain because they understood that the pain was part of the promise. You've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You've got to be okay with looking like a beginner. Everybody wants to shine, but nobody wants to stumble. Nobody wants to be seen trying and failing. But let me tell you this, trying and failing beats sitting and wishing every single time. You don't grow by sitting still. You grow by falling and getting back up. You grow by learning what didn't work and trying again with more wisdom, more strength, more fire. The world isn't looking for perfect people. It's looking for real ones, real fighters, real dreamers, people who don't back down just because things get tough. You can't win if you quit every time it gets hard. You can't win if you keep running back to comfort. Comfort is the enemy of growth, and growth is the soil that winning grows from. You might be in a dark place right now. You might feel like nothing's working, like everything's falling apart. But let me tell you something. It's in the dark where seeds grow. It's in the dark where strength is built. Don't curse your darkness. Don't despise your process. Embrace it. Let it build you. Let it break off the weak parts of you. Let it teach you. Because once you come out of that dark season, you're going to shine brighter than ever. But here's what's key. You've got to learn to encourage yourself. You can't wait for other people to validate you. You can't wait for the crowd. Sometimes the crowd won't come. Sometimes nobody will clap. Sometimes the only one who believes in your dream is you, and that's enough. If you've got faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. But that seed's got to be planted in your heart. You've got to be your own cheerleader. Look yourself in the mirror and remind yourself who you are. Speak life. Speak power. Speak truth. You are not a mistake. You are not average. You were born with purpose. You were born with something special inside of you, and it's time to stop hiding it. Stop shrinking. Stop apologizing for wanting more. You're allowed to want to win.
You're allowed to want to be great. That's not arrogance. It's alignment. You're aligning with the calling that was placed on your life.
And you owe it to yourself and to the God who gave it to you to pursue it with everything you've got. But you've got to be careful who you listen to. Some folks don't want to see you win, not because you're doing something wrong, but because you remind them of what they're not doing.
Misery loves company. If you surround yourself with small minds, don't be surprised when your dreams start to shrink. You need to get around people who challenge you, inspire you, and push you. People who see your value even when you can't. That circle you keep it matters. Start protecting your energy. Protect your mind. Be mindful of what you feed yourself mentally and spiritually. You can't win if you're constantly filling your head with doubt, fear, and negativity. Fill yourself with wisdom, with faith, with truth. Read books, pray, speak affirmations, build your spirit up, because life will try to tear it down every single day, and you've got to be strong enough to stand anyway. People will doubt you. That's fine. Let them doubt. People will laugh at your dream. Let them laugh. Because one day, if you stay consistent, if you stay faithful, they won't be laughing. They'll be asking how you did it. And you'll be able to say, I didn't quit. I believed. I showed up. I did the work. That's the art of winning, not talent, not luck, just relentless, unapologetic perseverance. You've got to be willing to look like a fool in the beginning. Be willing to start with 0 followers, $0, 0 recognition. Every champion started as a nobody. Every king was once a servant, but they were willing to start small, and they were faithful over little. That's what opened the door to much. If you can't handle small, you won't sustain big. That's the principle. That's the process. That's the path. There's a version of you that's bold, powerful, unstoppable, but you've got to fight to become that person. You've got to kill the version of you that doubts, delays, and makes excuses. That version of you doesn't serve your future. It's time to let it go. Step into the winner you were always meant to be, and no, it won't happen overnight. But every step, every grind, every lesson is shaping you, and that's how you win, from the inside out. You're closer than you think, even if you don't feel it, even if you're tired, even if you failed 100 times. Don't stop now. There is power in your persistence. There is victory in your struggle. Don't you dare give up. Keep moving, keep trusting, keep believing. You were made to win. Now it's time to act like it. The reason so many people never win is because they give up too early. They quit right before the breakthrough. They walk away when the pressure rises, not realizing that pressure is part of the process. See, diamonds don't form in ease. They're forged in heat and pressure. You say you want to shine, you say you want to rise, then you better be ready for the pressure, because the pressure is proof that purpose is near. Too many folks run from the very thing that's meant to build them. You keep asking for greatness, but hiding from growth. You can't have both. You've got to make a decision. Do you want comfort, or do you want a crown? Because the crown doesn't come to the comfortable. It comes to the consistent, the faithful, the ones who endure. That's the art of winning, sticking when others fold, pushing when others retreat, fighting when everyone says it's over. You think the ones at the top never felt like quitting. You think the ones who made it didn't cry, didn't fail, didn't doubt themselves. Of course they did. The only difference between winners and losers is that winners got up one more time. They got knocked down and stood back up, bruised, broken, but not beaten. They kept going, they kept trusting, they refused to let defeat have the final word. It's easy to look at someone's success and assume they had it easy, but you weren't there for the nights they went without sleep. You didn't see the sacrifice, the discipline, the pain. Winning costs something, and that cost has to be paid in silence before you ever shine in public. So if you're in the grind right now and nobody sees you, keep going. You don't need validation. You don't need applause. You need vision, faith, and discipline. Those 3 things will carry you through any season. A lot of people get distracted by other people's lanes. You spend so much time watching who's ahead of you, who's getting more, who's doing better. You forget your own assignment. Stay in your lane. Your journey is yours. What's for you will never miss you if you keep moving forward. Stop comparing. Stop measuring your worth by someone else's chapter 20 when you're on chapter 3. Your win is on the way, but you'll miss it if you're too busy watching someone else's blessings. The key to winning is mastery, mastering yourself, your thoughts, your time, your habits. Winners are not just motivated, they are disciplined. They get up and do what needs to be done, not what feels good in the moment. Because they understand that the temporary discomfort leads to permanent reward. The winners understand that feelings come and go, but principles stay. And when you build your life on principles, not emotions, you build something that can't be shaken. There will be seasons when it feels like nothing is working. You're putting in the hours, you're staying focused, you're doing everything right, and still no results. That's the test. That's the moment that separates winners from dreamers. Anybody can show up when everything's going their way, but real winners keep showing up when nothing makes sense. They plant seeds even in drought. They water their vision even when it looks like it's not growing. Because they know something powerful. Delay is not denial. The win might take longer than you thought, but it's still coming. Maybe the timing isn't off. Maybe it's just that you're still being developed. Maybe you're not waiting on the win. Maybe the win is waiting on you to grow into it. God won't give you what your character can't sustain. That success you want, it's too heavy for who you are right now. That's why you're being stretched, refined, shaped, so when the win comes, you're ready to handle it with grace and strength. Don't despise small beginnings. Everybody starts somewhere. You've got to learn to win in the little things before you're trusted with the big ones. You want a big platform, win in your integrity. You want influence, win in your consistency. You want wealth, win in your stewardship. It starts with the little, the unseen, the uncelebrated. That's where real winners are born. Not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. Not in front of the crowd, but behind closed doors. You've got to be willing to be misunderstood. When you're chasing greatness, when you're locked in on your purpose, people will say you've changed. Let them talk. They're supposed to. The ones who truly want to win won't spend their energy explaining themselves. They'll spend it building, growing, praying, working. Don't waste time trying to convince small-minded people to understand your big vision. Focus on your race, because the art of winning is also the art of letting go. Letting go of distractions, doubt, delay, and dead weight. Winners don't just dream, they execute. They don't just talk about it, they be about it. Everybody's got a dream, but very few have a strategy. Very few have a plan. You've got to get serious about your future. You've got to treat your vision like it matters, because it does. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Stop waiting for the perfect time. You'll wait your whole life and miss the moment that was meant to shift everything. Now is your time, not next year, not after the fear leaves, right now. Your current situation might not look like a win. You might be broke, you might be confused, you might be going through loss, pain, betrayal, but don't mistake your condition for your conclusion. This is a chapter, not the whole story. Every struggle you're facing right now is shaping your strength. Every loss is teaching you how to bounce back, and every time you refuse to quit, you become more unstoppable. That's what winning is, showing life that you will not be moved. Sometimes you've got to encourage yourself when nothing makes sense. When the doors don't open, when the people you helped walk away, when the effort seems wasted, that's when you've got to remind yourself you were not created to live small. There is more for you. You didn't survive everything you've been through just to settle now. You've been equipped with more strength than you know, and it's time to use it. Winners also understand that success is not just about what you achieve, it's about who you lift. When you win, reach back and pull someone else up. Give, serve, lead, because real success is measured in impact, not income. It's about legacy, not likes. It's about purpose, not popularity. If you get everything you've ever dreamed of and forget the people along the way, you didn't really win. You just accumulated. But if you win and help others rise, that's greatness. There will be days when doubt tries to creep in. Days when your mind plays tricks on you, telling you it's too late, you're too far behind, you've made too many mistakes. That voice is a liar. Every day you wake up with breath in your lungs is another chance to fight, another chance to show up, another chance to build. Don't you dare count yourself out just because things didn't happen on your schedule. Timing is divine, trust it. If you've got the guts to keep going, the win is inevitable, because God honors effort, He honors faith, He honors those who refuse to give up. You're not crazy for believing in something greater.
You're not foolish for chasing something big. That's called vision. That's called purpose. And when you move in alignment with purpose, doors open that no man can shut. But you've got to stay committed.
Not for a week, not for a month, but for as long as it takes. Real winners are lifers. They're in it for the long haul. They don't change direction every time something goes wrong. They adjust. They evolve.
But they don't abandon the call, and that's what makes them unstoppable. They show up tired. They show up uncertain. They show up anyway. You've got to understand something deep in your soul. The win was never just about the destination.
It was always about who you became in the process. The strength, the wisdom, the character, that's the real reward. The house, the car, the followers, the business. Those are byproducts. But the real win. It's internal, it's spiritual, it's peace, it's freedom. It's waking up knowing you're living in your truth. That's the win. You were not born to be average. You were not created to just exist. You were designed for impact.
For growth, for purpose. That thing you've been dreaming about, it's not random. It's a glimpse of what's possible. But the dream only becomes real when you do. You've got to match your dreams with action.
Your vision with focus, your calling with commitment. And when you do that, the wind chases you. So don't be moved by the noise. Don't be swayed by the crowd. Don't be shaken by delay. Stay rooted. Stay hungry.
Stay humble, that's the winning formula, and every time you want to quit, remind yourself, you've already come too far. You've cried too many tears. You've fought too many battles. This is not the time to turn back.
This is the time to press forward with everything you've got, and when the win comes, and it will come, you'll realize it wasn't about proving anybody wrong. It was about proving yourself right, showing yourself that you had it in you all along. That everything you needed was already inside you. You just had to believe it, tap into it, and walk it out. That's the art of winning. Not waiting on the world to see your value, but knowing it, owning it, and walking in it until the world has no choice but to notice. So here's what I leave you with. The art of winning isn't about luck. It's about decision. You've got to wake up and decide you're done living beneath your potential. Decide you're done making excuses. Decide that no matter what comes, setbacks, pain, betrayal, silence, you will rise anyway. Winning ain't pretty. It's messy, it's gritty, it's lonely. But it's yours if you refuse to fold. You want to win, then stand up right now. Stop rehearsing your failures and start rehearsing your faith. Stop focusing on what you lost and start focusing on what you're building. The win was never outside of you. It was always inside, buried beneath the fear, the doubt, the delays, and now it's time to dig it out. Fight for it, own it, walk like it, talk like it, live like it. Because when you refuse to quit, when you push through the pain, when you believe in your calling more than you believe in your circumstances, that's when the win becomes yours. And when it comes, oh, when it comes, you'll look back and thank every dark day, every closed door, every lonely night. Not because they stopped you, but because they made you. That's the art of winning. Now, go win.